Tenacatita is proving to be basically a bust. Okay, so we're crazy. We're Charlie and Leanne, a couple from California who left our cushy suburban life to spend the next several years cruising around the Pacific Ocean on our boat, Juliet. And our little dog, too. In our last episode, we were about to leave the beautiful beach town of Barra de Navidad with its luxurious marina to head to Bahia Tenacatita. It was only a 14-mile sail, so half a day's journey.
We just left Barra de Navidad and we're headed to Tenacatita, which is a place we wanted to see for a long time. Unfortunately, the wind is right on our nose, so we're powering.
It was a little lumpy, but nothing we can't handle. And of course, we always enjoy the scenery. Drop on his starboard side and then drift back a little bit behind him.
Yeah, maybe.
That seems like a good spot. Tenacatita is one of the most beautiful anchorages along the Gold Coast of Mexico. There's a gorgeous long beach and a large open bay with plenty of room for 50 boats or more. During the normal cruising season, it's common to have 25 to 35 boats on any given day. We've been hearing about this place for years. We were told it's one of those spots that sucks you in, where the days pass easily with as much or as little activity as you might choose, where life slows down and you really feel like you're in a mellower world, a cruiser's world. And usually there's plenty to do. Water sports, bocce ball on the beach, raft-up potlucks, fishing, spotting ring-tailed cats in the trees, beach volleyball, estuary tours, happy hour at the One Beach Palapa. It's supposed to be like summer camp for adults. One of the highlights of Tenacatita is a tour of the estuary through mangroves that close into a bit of a natural tunnel in places, just wide enough for a dinghy to make it through. Sightings of alligators, cormorants, egrets, kingfishers, night herons, and more are common along the way. Some people take their own dinghies in there, but we were hoping to sign up for one of the pangas that will take you through the mangrove to the far end, where more seafood and taco palapas can be found on yet another beach. Well, we made it to Tenacatita. As Charlie mentioned, this is one of these places that we've been really wanting to see. For years, I've been hearing and reading about Tenacatita as like the quintessential Mexican coast cruising community. It's just a picture-perfect, gorgeous anchorage. And normally in the season, and when it's not a pandemic, it's just filled with cruising boats. And the same people come back every year. They all know each other. There's a very tight community here. Unfortunately, we're here very late, actually out of the season. By the time we got down here, there's one other boat here. Other than that, it's completely empty, but it's still beautiful, and I'm excited that I'm finally seeing it. We settled down for a Gold Coast sunset and to dream about the new adventures we would find tomorrow. Well, we just had a bit of a rough landing with the dinghy. I guess one of the reasons why it's so deserted this time of year is because the swells have shifted and now they're coming from the south and they cause a pretty big surf on the beach, which makes dinghy landings very difficult. We didn't get rolled, but we got a bit swamped, so Bubba got a little wet. And we're a little concerned about getting back to the boat. But we're on the beach now, and we're going to go check out the little restaurant and see if we can book a tour into the mangrove for tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. We walked down the beach and found the small palapa, but no luck. Well, Tenacatita is proving to be basically a bust. I'm super disappointed because for all the years I've been talking about going cruising, Tenacatita has been at the top of my list of places to see. And we just came here at the wrong time. There's, first of all, pandemic, people just are not, the community didn't congregate here this year anyway. But second of all, just the conditions. We cannot get into the mangrove because the surf is just too high. We watched it at the entrance and there's just no way we want to get dumped by that. Especially not with Bubba, and we have Bubba with us, and I don't think we're going to try and make it to the beach again. I'm walking a little bit in the mangrove, but it goes really far in, and without a dinghy, we can't really get very far in just walking. We were told that if you go to the restaurant at La Bena, that there will be people there who will take you on a tour, but there was just a couple of ladies there, and they said, no, there's nobody here at this time of year, so we're not going to get to do that. Anyway, we don't want to wait too long here because the longer we wait, the higher the winds kick up, and then the higher the surf, and we may not be able to get back to the boat. Yikes, that's a big one. That's going to be tough to get past. We're going to have to time this carefully. Okay, so we're crazy. We decided to go for it. We brought the dinghy in. We made it past the surf. We're in the mangroves. I can't believe we did this. It was a little scary. We hit bottom, the motor hit bottom once or twice, but we managed to get in a calm moment, and we're in the estuary. Whether we'll be able to make it out and back onto the boat, that is the question. But we're here, and we're going to get our tour on our own. We're just going to do it. Woohoo! We're crazy.
Well, we took on a little bit of water, so I'm going to try and bail that out while we're going through. But here we are.
Honestly, I'm shocked that Charlie decided to do this. I wasn't going to say it. He's the one who decided to do it because he's usually way more risk averse than I am. But he did it. We did it. Even with Bubba. Bubba's here. So off we went. We had no clue how far we had to go to get to the end. We were supposed to find another beach filled with palapas, but we figured we'd take the chance. As we got further in, we started to see some wildlife, like seabirds and leaping fish. We put Bubba on crocodile watch. The further we went, the narrower the channel got. And narrower. And narrower. Until finally we reached that part that definitely feels like a green tunnel. But then we noticed something that sent chills down our spines. Sharp, pointy branches and sticks pointed right at us, any one of which would pop our dinghy if we hit it wrong. And the water was so murky we couldn't always see them. Time to slow down and hope we don't hit one. Without our dinghy, we'd be screwed, trapped way back here in this deserted, critter-infested estuary. No way to get back to the boat. What had we been thinking? I did my best to keep watch, directing Charlie around any dangerous branches that I could see. At this point, we had no idea how far we were towards the end, and it seemed to go on forever. After about 45 minutes, we finally emerged into a wide open lagoon.
We're almost there yet.
Oh, look! Look, that's the end! There you can see the boats. That's the landing. We made it! Woo! Well, we made it halfway. We still
gotta get back to the boat.
And there it was, this mythical other beach, filled with all different kinds of beach eateries, including food trucks, taco shacks, and seafood palapas. After After that nerve-wracking journey, we decided fish tacos would hit the spot, so we hit this spot. After lunch, we headed back through the estuary, keeping a close eye out for any deadly, dinghy-destroying harbingers of disaster that might be lurking below. At least this time we knew how far we had to go, so it wasn't quite as nerve-wracking. Finally, we made it back to the mouth of the estuary, but our daring adventure was not over yet. We still had to make it out, over the sandbar, and through a pretty gnarly surf zone. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna go for it. Right now it looks like it's pretty flat. I think we're gonna try and make it. We did it! Can you believe we say something? But we made it! We made it over the bar! There were some big rollers coming in, but somehow we just managed to time it so that the biggest one broke far enough away so it didn't swamp us. We just kind of raised up over it. And then we just power. And then by the time the next big roller came in, we were beyond the surf break. So, woohoo! We did it! Yes, we made it back to the boat. And what better way to celebrate than a dip in the ocean? Woohoo! I've been wanting to swim in the warm waters of Tenacatita Bay for years. And here I am! Woo! Okay, so it turned out Tenacatita wasn't such a bust. We may not have had an opportunity to experience the usual tight cruising community and social activities, but one thing the crew of Juliet knows how to do, and that is make our own fun. And we do plan on coming back here next year, when we expect to be here during the normal cruising season. And of course, we're hoping the pandemic will have settled down by then. That's our show for this episode. Thanks for joining us in beautiful Tenacatita. Be sure to come back next time as we continue our journey heading north along Mexico's glittering Gold Coast. Next stop, the laid-back beach town of Chimela. Hey, want to keep our videos coming? Help support our channel by buying us a drink. Visit our Patreon page to see how. If you enjoyed our video, please be sure to click like and to subscribe.